Well, today's our downtown free food fiesta. We've been doing it for 3 years. It's the Vegan Mafia chapter of Food Not Bombs. We kind of have two goals. There's a lot of food that gets thrown out in our society, so we try to reclaim it and pass it out to people who are hungry. Another thing we try to do is promote veganism as much as possible. It has like environmental factors and animal rights and human rights situations, and we just pass out some really healthy meals downtown to anybody who's hungry, and we usually feed about like 60-70 people. There's this like serious problem going on. A lot of people are really hungry and a lot of food gets thrown out, and if there's only a way to take care of those two situations, obviously this is one of them. A lot of stores obviously they have these sell-on dates that they can't sell anything past, but that they throw it out that day, but it's still good for 2 weeks, because if you're going to really throw it out, sometimes we even go to back to the stores where they throw it out and just grab boxes of like onions and boxes of pasta, just things that are not damaged, not touched, not anything, just like perfectly good edible food just sitting there. And what we do is we take it here, we cook it, and pass it out to people who are hungry. Taking care of two birds with one stone, which is not a vegan logo. And one thing that kind of got really weird is that the city, is really worried about, like, they had all these fancy condos, and one of the places that we were sharing, the people paying for these condos didn't want, homeless people gathering and eating food, so they tried to actually ban people from eating, like, sharing food in Orlando. They actually made it illegal for you to share food in Orlando, and they made this ordinance where specifically, like, you wouldn't get in trouble for feeding birds, you wouldn't get in trouble for feeding your dog, but if you gave someone food that was really hungry, you would get arrested, and someone did get arrested here in Orlando. And well, everything's in court right now. One of the biggest concerns was these grocery stores, if they donated the food and it wasn't like perfect, that they would get liable. So there's this organization called Second Harvest that has been working with these grocery stores to pick up some of the food and try to distribute it, but they only pick up so much, and still a lot of food gets thrown out. Let's see, little apple crisps. See, all this food is gonna get thrown away. This part particularly, the apples and the oatmeal was in the box,
And I noticed that a lot of people that are homeless, they're not necessarily drug addicts or tired men from the military out there. And it's really sad.
Well, even with your situation,
And I noticed that a lot of people that are homeless, they're not necessarily drug addicts or prostitutes or drug dealers. There's a lot of, I've seen families out there where the mom would stay outside, and because they made enough money for the kids to eat something, so the father go in, let the kids get washed up, go to the bathroom, get the kids a hamburger, and the mother's outside crying because she feels so embarrassed and so sad about the circumstances. And they had everything that they could carry with them. They lost their home, everything. I've seen retired men from the military out there, homeless. And it's really sad. You never know their story, and you can't judge them. Can't jump.
They find out you're either homeless or you don't have no way to get back and forth to work. They won't even.
Years old. I used to live with my mom and my dad. I moved out and fell into a financial bind. I just sit out here in the streets all day and all night long. I'm homeless now. Yeah, it's hard trying to find work as a homeless person, because you don't have as much opportunity, because you don't have an address.
My mom said, if you give a quarter to somebody when they ask you, can I have some money? You give them something, whatever they do with it, that's their problem. But God knows why you gave it to them. God knows your heart, and God blesses you for your heart, and hopefully they'll do the right thing with it. But just to be greedy, you never know their circumstance. You never know if that $1, that quarter will change their lives for the better. So